How do you bring a poem from 12 centuries ago to life? In 19th century Japan, the answer was simple. Link it to a story. In this print, Utagawa Kuniyoshi reimagines the second poem from 100 Poets, One Poem Each, written by Empress Jitō. Spring has passed, and summer seems to have come, for on Mount Kagu of heaven, the pure white robes are said to be laid out to dry. It captures a moment when the Empress looks out from the ancient capital toward Mount Kagu, one of the 3 sacred mountains of Yamato, and seeing white cloth spread across its slopes, realizes that the season has begun to change. But here we see something unexpected, a woman speaking with a monk. Why? To answer that, the writer Ryukite Tanikazu points us toward a well-known story, the no play Hachinoki. One snowy night in the province of Sano, a travelling monk arrives at a poor household asking for shelter. The man of the house, a samurai named Tsuneyo, hesitates. He has almost nothing left to offer, but seeing the monk standing in the snow, he lets him in, serving what little he has, a humble meal of millet. They sit together by the hearth, and Tsuneyo speaks of his past, once a man of status, now fallen into poverty after his lands were taken by his own kin. As he speaks, the fire begins to fade. There is no firewood left. Then Tsuneyo makes a choice. He brings out his most treasured possessions, 3 potted trees, pine, plum and cherry. Once symbols of his former life, he now breaks them apart and feeds them to the fire. All that remains to him are his worn armour, a rusted naginata and a thin horse, and yet he says if summoned he would still ride to Kamakura without hesitation and serve his lord with his life. The monk listens in silence. At dawn he leaves. Months later a summons arrives from Kamakura. Tsuneyo answers the call and sets out, fully equipped, uncertain of what awaits him. There, he finally learns the truth. The travelling monk was Hojo Tokiyori, the 5th regent of the Kamakura government. His loyalty is rewarded. Not only are his lost lands restored, he is also granted 3 new estates, each named after the trees he burned that night, pine, plum and cherry. But in this story, no woman appears. So who is she in the print? She is said to be Tsuneyo's wife, Shirotae, a name that means white robes, the very image described in the poem. By placing her at the centre of the scene, Kuniyoshi may have been reinterpreting the story to honour Empress Jitō, who after the deaths of both her husband and heir, assumed the throne and stabilised succession at a critical moment. During her reign, she laid the foundations of Japan's political system, establishing the Ritsuryo codes, organising the national registry and building a formal capital. It was also in this period of reform that the country came to be known as Nihon. And perhaps she is Kuniyoshi's hidden message, inviting us to wonder, will Japan ever have another empress?